Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a very long time, but I hope the holiday season has been treating you well so far. With that being said, since it is holiday season, I figured a lot of people are taking trips right now, so I thought it was the perfect time to finally film my traveling with a toddler video. I've been wanting to do this for quite some time now. Now that my daughter is a little over 2.5, I feel like I have it down for the most part with what to do, what to bring for those road trips or flights or just any type of trip in general. I kind of have it down now. We've done a lot of beach trips, camping, road trips. We've obviously flown with her. I wanted to share some of the helpful tips that have really came in handy for me and my husband. So let's get into it, because I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of a lot. I don't want to yap too much. This is the list I made for everything. So let's just get into it. I am in the car. I've never done this, but I thought it'd be fun to do a little chit chat, and I have my Red Bull with me. So let's crack it open. So let's get into it. So I broke it down clearly in different categories. So the first category I'm going to be talking about is comfortability for your baby. Also, don't think just because like I have a toddler, this is only for toddlers. It's honestly for any kid, baby, toddler. If you got a little one, this should be very helpful at some point. First category is comfortability. I like to do this by bringing something from home that I know she's attached to, or just brings her some peace. It could obviously be like a blanket, a teddy bear, a toy, honestly anything. For us, I like to bring a blanket from home. Not only does it have like our scent from our household, but normally my baby sleeps with a lot of blankets in her crib. As well as just for us, we love having blankets like in the living room, like when we're just laying watching TV together. So I just feel like it's very comfortable for her. Kind of reminds her of home itself, even if we're away. And for me, I get super paranoid when like I use like hotel or Airbnb blankets and stuff. So I feel like with putting her with something I know is ours, I know it's clean and it's trustworthy, it brings a lot of peace for me as a mom as well. So highly recommend doing that. But yeah, just anything that you know they are very like, that is just something that brings comfort for them, obviously. So highly recommend doing that. For any trip, it could literally just be a road trip. If it's anything overnight, I'd recommend doing something like that for sure. Next is keeping them busy. This is one of my top main things because it'll keep them occupied. It leads them to not having to ask so many questions. Time goes by faster, no tantrums, hopefully. So for this, you could obviously bring toys from home. If they have an iPad, you could bring your iPad. My daughter does not have an iPad. We'll give her our phones here and there. She does watch a lot of like YouTube videos or like Disney Plus, but we try to refrain from it if we are able to. So I would really recommend to get something new for them on whatever trip you're going on. So I like to literally just go to the Dollar Tree or Five Below and get like a new coloring book, get a new activity book, or anything that they've never seen. Save it until you guys get onto the flight or like into the car. Just so it's something they've never seen, it's something new. I feel like something that's new will give them something, or I feel like it's something new, it'll be more useful, and it'll take more time from them, from like paying attention to what's going on around them. If it's something that they're used to, obviously, of course, it's gonna help, but if they know it already, it's probably not gonna keep them as busy. It doesn't need to be anything crazy, just something that you know that they're gonna like and be into. Same thing for an iPad. I mean, you could always get like a new app or something for them, but of course if not, then just bring stuff that you know that they really enjoy doing from home. Something that my baby has really been into and I really recommend for like toddlers in general is the Montessori books. Montessori, I think I'm saying it right. But I have a book for her. I've had it since I think like the summer-ish, maybe between like her birthday and the summer, and she still really enjoys playing with it and utilizing it. The one that I have for her just has like Velcro cards and like whiteboard activities on the other side of the page, And for her to have it as long as she has, I'm honestly very surprised she still enjoys it, but she really does, and it really helps them with learning and also a lot of motor skills as well because of like the Velcro and everything. I'm actually ordering her a new one that's a little bit more advanced for our Christmas trip that we're leaving for in a little over a week from today. So I'm excited for that because it's something new and it should definitely keep her busy on the drive. But yes, really recommend that as well if you're really into like learning activities for your kids. But yeah, just something new for them would be very helpful because they don't know what it is quite yet. It's almost like a surprise for them. So, and kids love new books, new toys, new whatever. So in general, that's like a plus. Next is snacks. This is of course another main thing. You want to make sure they always got something on deck because you already know how we are as human beings. If we're hangry, you have a bad attitude, and most of the time kids can't communicate that. So just making sure you always have something for them. I shoot to try to go for something that's not super messy because it's a pain trying to clean up. You don't want your car to get obviously ridiculously messy, or if you're on a plane, that's a pain trying to clean up because you don't really have the most space in the world. But I try not to get something too messy. I get stuff I know for sure that she likes, just so it's like guaranteed she's gonna eat it and she'll be, you know, full for a little bit. As for babies, if they're not eating it, I recommend, if like they're formula fed, to get the little dispenser. I forget the actual term for it, but there's like four little containers and you can like screw them on and off, and then there's like an actual dispenser on the top. You could literally just put the amount of scoops for the powder into that, and then just have like a bottle ready to go. Super easy to just pour in, shake it up, and give it to the baby. Obviously with breast milk, make sure that's ready as well. Something that was super helpful for our Hawaii trip was my Toddler drinks Ripple milk. It's a plant-based milk, and in some areas they don't have the milk. Just even stores in general in like towns, some have them, some don't. So I made sure to bring some on the plane. I did not know that they already had like to-go boxed ones. So what I did, which honestly I probably still would have done because my baby likes cold milk, but I filled it up in one of my water flasks, and the only thing is they did have to like test it with the strip at the airport, but as soon as they know it's clean and all good, then you could take it onto the plane, and that was helpful because it had the straw, so I didn't really have to like lay her down or anything. Like she was fine just sipping on it. So that was really nice because I didn't have to really worry about it on the plane. So if you're able to do something like that, that was really useful for me, if you don't mind them obviously checking it. But yes, really recommend doing that. Next is naps. For us, we learned that we should try to plan our trips accordingly when our daughter needs to sleep or would be sleeping. We did not do that for our Hawaii trip, and on the plane she was up the whole entire time, and since it was her first time, she of course was very curious, and I mean, she's a little baby, of course she's gonna, you know, wonder what's happening, but it was very like stressful for us because we were like worried, like, oh my god, like we don't want her to be annoying, we don't want people to get upset, like of course people are already looking at us as it is because she was a little loud, but definitely learned that it's better to do that. For us, we have always kind of had her on a somewhat strict sleep schedule, even with like her naps and when she goes to bed. Now that she's a little bit older, we are a little bit like more lenient, but we still try our best to kind of stay on task or on our routine. Like I would say a cool 80 to 90% of the time. It just works for us better, especially if you're traveling. Like you don't want to put them into so much shock, like they're not sleeping at the usual time, especially if there's a time change, it's different, you guys are gonna be super busy doing activities. So at least trying to keep something in routine for them, I feel like is super useful, and it doesn't make it as hard on you either, like when you guys get back home. So I would really recommend that. I know sometimes it's also hard to like work around your baby's like sleep if you're going with other people. But if like you have certain areas where you can, like when they could go to sleep when you get to your destination, or when you guys need to go to bed at night, or whatever the case is, I would just recommend really trying to do that. Next is be prepared for the worst. So like I said, we've done a lot of different types of traveling. On the plane, our daughter did get sick on the way back, and she threw up on the plane a few times. And we've also dealt with her getting car sick a few times here and there. Like going up to the mountains was really rough for her. But we did end up finding a nausea medicine. I'll put it up here. For toddlers specifically. I know there is some for younger kids as well, just I've personally only done the one for the toddler. It was a chewable one that was super helpful. Now, like, for any long ride, I always have to make sure we have it just in case, because we ended up having to like throw her clothes away. We ran out of wipes. So yeah, I would just say always make sure, like, if you think it's a possibility your kid might get sick, make sure you have something that will help them with that. Make sure you have wipes, plastic bags. My daughter hates a plastic bag near her face, but it's better to catch something than nothing. Of course, always have diapers. You should always have an extra outfit for them just in case. Yeah, because you just never know what could happen. And even like for our daughter, like, it's not like she gets sick every time we're in the car, but there's obviously certain times, certain rides are a little bit more windy than others, and with planes sometimes it's just a lot. Like, you just never know. So I just recommend having that on you just in case. And plus, like, you don't want to have like a mess and it just smelling, whether it's in the car or a plane. Not the best smell to be sniffing the whole time. And then lastly, just some things to keep in mind. I would say just to remember that it is a learning process. It's always going to be a first time for something. So there's always going to be a first time flying with the kid, a first time going on a road trip with the kid, just traveling in general. And it is very nerve-wracking. I will say, try to not let having a kid like hold you back from traveling. For me and my husband, like, we always said, like, we don't want to like stop doing like traveling the way we were before having a kid, change just because now we have one. We always wanted to make sure to include her, and of course, like, if you want to do trips without them, that's of course okay. But my daughter's already a little over 2.5, and we still have yet to go like on a trip without her. I know some people are really comfortable, just me and my husband just cannot. But honestly, we love having her with us. It's so fun and so memorable. Yes, it is a little bit more stressful because you're also packing for a little one, and it's okay to just take little baby steps. It's okay to just do like a road trip, or even if it's like an hour away, just so you kind of get more comfortable with doing so. I think the first time we like even went anywhere like a couple hours away, she was only like 2 or 3 months, I think. So yeah, like, if you can start early on, and it's not like you have to do these extravagant trips. We don't do anything really like crazy. Literally the most craziest one was just going to Hawaii because it was on a plane. Other than that, everything else has just been on the road or camping and overnight type of thing. But no, I'd really just say that, like, you want to get comfortable, and these are memories that you're gonna remember as a parent as well as your kid. It's their childhood, so just make the most of it wherever you can. And then remember that people are going to judge you no matter what. People act like they've never seen a kid before. It kills me when it's actual parents who look at you crazy, like they don't know how kids can be. But yeah, just remember that, like, there's nothing you could do. They're a kid. If you're on a plane and your kid's being loud, they should have brought headphones. It's a public place. Everyone deserves to travel, despite of whatever age you are, despite if you have kids. So I know it's hard to remember that. Trust me, I still have to remember that when I'm out in public with my baby, but just try your best to, because it's okay, girl. It's okay. And then if you are traveling with people, ask them for help. It is okay to ask for help. I'm sure they're there because they want to be there for you and experience those things with you and your child or your kids. And also, like, you don't have to do everything by yourself. Like, ask for help when it's needed. You should enjoy yourself as well. It can be very stressful, like I said, so utilize whoever's with you. I'm sure they want to, and especially if they're traveling, knowing your kid's there, I don't think they're gonna be bothered by by you asking. Lastly, if it is a little rough for you, just remember it's not gonna last forever, and you're gonna end up looking back on it and being so thankful you did the trip. That's basically all the tips. I hope you guys enjoyed this though. I'm glad I finally got to record it because I've been wanting to for like a little over a year. But yeah, the reason I wanted to also is because I'm planning our trip that's coming up, like I said, in a little over a week. We literally leave in a week and 2 days. So I'm trying to like plan everything out and write everything out. I'm probably going to do a video on like prepping for the trip, so stay tuned for that. And then I'll also be coming out with 2 different vlogs for the trip because we're going to 2 different places. So stay tuned. I'm not going to announce where we're going until the vlogs come out. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys gained something that could help you in the future, or if you have a trip coming up, I hope you have a great time. And yeah, I'll see you guys soon.